All right, good evening, everybody. This is the June 4th, 2014 meeting of the Planning Board of the Town of Smithtown. We're going to begin it with the Pledge of Allegiance, and you're all invited to join in. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. The first item on the agenda this evening, the Planning Department recommends the following items for adjournment as we have insufficient information to act on them. Under Part 1, Item 1, 2011-01, All Seasons Motor Lodge. 2, 2012-04, Storybook Homes. 3, 2012-02, Carlson Associates. Item 4, 2013-06, Bowler LI Operating Corp. Item 5, 773, Scholar Estates. Item 6, 1139 Jenna Court, Section 2. Item 7, 288 Olivia Estates. Item 8, 2010-06 KVC Holdings. Item 9, 911A Glen Hill Northern. Mr. Chairman, these are the items the Planning Department recommends for adjournment this evening.
Is there anybody present who wishes to be heard on any of those items regarding which the Planning Department is recommending an adjournment? Seeing none, a motion, please.
Motion to adjourn items 1 through 9 as read.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? So adjourned.
Mr. Chairman, the next item on the agenda under Part 3, Item 10, is a final subdivision approval for Mattern Country Estates in St. James, number 1159. The applicant is requesting final approval to subdivide a .996 42,060 square foot parcel into 2 single-family lots. The applicant received a variance from the Board of Zoning Appeals on April 22nd, 2014 to reduce the minimum lot area from 21,780 square feet to 20,280 square feet for lot number 2. The subject property is comprised from one tax lot that is rectangular in shape. I believe you have a map of this in your packet, and it's also here on the screen. The applicant is proposing to subdivide the .966 acre parcel into 2 single-family lots. The property is a through lot with 100 feet of frontage on Hobson Avenue and 60 feet of frontage on Heidi Court South. When Heidi Court South is connected with Heidi Court approximately 80 feet away, this property will have a full 100 feet of frontage on Heidi Court. The proposal is to divide the lot approximately in half into 2 100-foot wide lots. The proposal involves keeping the existing home facing Hobson Avenue and constructing 1 new home facing Heidi Court South. The site is surrounded by property zoned R21. The property is level with elevations ranging from 132 feet to 135 feet above sea level. The depth of groundwater is more than 10 feet and no problems are anticipated with respect to groundwater. The site does not contain any wetland or natural surface water features. The proposal is just short of the 21,780 square foot minimum lot area required in an R21 zoning. Lot number 1 on Hobson Avenue with the existing home will have the required 21,780 square feet, and lot number 2 with the proposed home facing Heidi Court South will have 20,280 square feet. The Planning Department has reviewed this request and finds that the variance requested is minimal. The 1,500 square foot reduction of lot area amounts to a 6% reduction for lot number 2 and only a 3% reduction for the subdivision as a whole. Allowing this subdivision will not prevent Heidi Court South from being connected to Heidi Court in the future. Additionally, it appears that in the past, this property may have dedicated a 15-foot by 100-foot, 1,500 square foot strip to the town for the Hobson Avenue right-of-way. Normally, dedications to the town are not counted against the lot area calculation. On April 22, 2014, the Board of Zoning Appeals granted a variance to reduce the minimum lot area in case 17119, thereby enabling the Planning Board to approve the subdivision. The table of modifications should note the variance case number. The proposal appears to comply with the standards of the Suffolk County Sanitary Code with respect to sewage flow and septic system setbacks. The Engineering, Highway, and Traffic Safety Departments recommend approval. The Planning Department has reviewed this application and has no objection to the subdivision. Letters assuring availability of utility service have been received from the St. James Water District and Keyspan. The Smithtown Central School District has acknowledged the subdivision. The amount of the inspection fee is estimated at $835. The amount of the park fee is estimated at $7,600. The amount of the performance bond is estimated at $10,430, and the amount of the cash deposit is estimated at $1,000. The amount of the performance bond to be posted is $9,430. The following resolution is recommended for Modern Country Estates 1159 from the Department of Environment and Waterways pursuant to the State Environment Quality Review Act. Be it resolved that the Planning Board of the Town of Smithtown hereby declares itself lead agency on the matter and finds that this matter is subject to the State Environmental Quality Review Act and is classified as an unlisted action pursuant to SECRA. And be it resolved that the Planning Board of the Town of Smithtown does hereby issue a SECRA negative declaration, determination of non-significance, and EIS is not necessary in the matter of the application for subdivision approval by Charles and Clara Mattern for Mattern Country Estates, 1159, as per the final map prepared by Michael Hillebrand, LS, and bearing the latest revision date of July 29, 2013, for the following reasons. A. The proposal does not involve the destruction or physical modification of any unique or highly valuable environment or cultural resources as identified in or regulated by the environmental conservation law in the state of New York. B. The parcel does not appear to contain any high groundwater conditions, poor soil properties, or unmanageable slopes which would impose severe environmental development constraints upon the subject parcel. C. The small size and nature of the proposal mitigate against a significant adverse impact upon the environment. And D. The proposal appears to be consistent with the planned use of the parcel and compatible with neighboring land uses. The Planning Department recommends approval of the final map and offers the following resolution for the Board's consideration. Conditions A through L are the standard subdivision conditions placed on all subdivisions in the town. Condition M is unique to this subdivision, which states that the filed map shall note the variance case 17119 granted by the Board of Zoning Appeals on April 22, 2014. And be it further resolved that the chairman of the planning board is hereby authorized to sign the final plat, thereby approving said plat, after the town board has posted a performance bond of satisfactory form and amount. And be it further resolved that the conditional approval of said plat shall expire 180 days after the date of this resolution, and within 90 days after the chairman of the planning board signs the final maps of this plat, unless said plat shall have been duly filed or recorded by the owner in the office of the Suffolk County Clerk.
Sir, are you here on behalf of the applicant?
Yes, I am.
Please state your name, address, and relationship to the applicant for the record.
Okay, for the record, my name is Thomas Kramer, principal firm of Kramer Consulting Group with office at 54 North Country Road, Miller Place, and I represent the owner in this matter. I do have the affidavit of posting in.
Please hand it in, if you could.
The staff did provide a very thorough and accurate presentation with regard to this site. It is something that we just ask you to approve as presented. And if you had any questions, we'd be glad to try to answer them for you.
Well, my first two questions, maybe my only two questions are, you've heard the recommendation of the planning department
Yes,
and the conditions set forth in the proposed resolution.
yes.
And you're in agreement with all of those?
Everything is in order, yes, sir.
Okay. Is there anybody in the audience who wishes to be heard on this particular application? Any questions from any members of the board on this matter? Seeing none, I believe we need a motion for the SECRA declaration.
In the matter of Mattern Country Estates, number 1159, motion to approve the secret negative declaration in accordance with the recommendation of the planning department.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? The motion carries unanimously. The resolution is adopted. I believe we also need a motion on the approval of the final map.
In the matter of the final map of Mattern Country Estates, number 1159, I move that we adopt the resolution as read in accordance with the recommendation of the planning department.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? The motion carries and the resolution is adopted.
Very good. Thank you very
Hang on a
much.
second. We just have one more step to take, I believe.
Okay.
Performance bond estimate?
Yes, that's right. In the manner of the performance bond estimate, we offer the following resolution for your consideration. Be it resolved that the chairman of the planning board be authorized to sign the performance bond estimate for the map of Modern Country Estates, 1159, in the amount of $10,430, and establishing an inspection fee of $835 and a cash deposit of $1,000. Therefore, the amount of the performance bond to be posted with the town shall be $9,430.
Motion, please.
I move that we approve the performance bond estimate for the map of Modern Country Estates, number 1159, as recommended by the Planning Department.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? The motion carries, and that resolution is adopted as well. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a
Okay.
good night.
Have a good night.
Mr. Chairman, the next item on the agenda under Part 3, Item 11, is an extension of final approval for Samantha Estates in Kings Park, and we have a map of that shown here up on the screen. The applicant is requesting a 90-day retroactive extension of the conditional final approval in order to obtain more time to comply with the requirements of posting the performance bond and filing the map. The map of Samantha Estates 1123 was granted conditional final approval by the Planning Board on May 5, 2010. The board granted the applicant 8 retroactive 90-day extensions of the final approval on April 3, 2013 that expired on May 5, 2013. On May 2, 2013, August 21, 2013, November 6, 2013, and February 26, 2014, the board granted a total of 4 additional 90-day extensions of final approval that expired on May 5, 2014, which is 4 years after the original approval. The applicant has indicated that they have delivered to the town attorney's office the remaining open items and documents, and they are awaiting his review and comments. The planning department has no objection to the applicant's request. At a separate hearing tonight, the applicant is requesting an extension of planning board performance bond approval. The planning department offers the following resolution for the board's consideration. Be it resolved that the planning board hereby grants a 90-day retroactive extension of time to the conditional final approval for the subdivision known as Map of Samantha Estates, 1123, beginning May 5, 2014 through August 5, 2014.
Anybody present on behalf of the applicant on this matter?
Yes.
Uh,
Steve D'Agostino?
And are you the applicant?
Yes.
Okay. Have you heard the recommendations of the planning department and the proposed resolution?
Yes.
You're in agreement?
Yes.
Anybody in the audience wishes to be heard on this matter? Any questions from any member of the board? Motion, please.
In the matter of Samantha Estates, number 1123, I move we adopt the resolution as read in accordance with the recommendation of the Planning Department.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? The motion carries, and the resolution is adopted.
Mr. Chairman, the next item on the agenda under Part 3, Item 12, is the extension of performance bond estimate approval for Samantha Estates 1123. The applicant is requesting an extension of the performance bond estimate approval in order to be able to post the performance bond and file the map. The approval for the subdivision expired on May 5th, and the matter needs to be placed on a town board meeting agenda. The first part of this review is the same as in that last resolution. The performance bond estimate of $161,685 for the subdivision was approved with the subdivision on May 5th, 2010. However, the performance bond has not yet been accepted by the town board because of the filing of the map has been delayed. The planning board's of the approval of the performance bond estimate was valid for a period of 2 years and expired on May 5th, 2012. On April 16, 2014, the planning board granted a retroactive extension of the performance bond approval for a period of 2 years to expire on May 5th, 2014. The town attorney has indicated that in order for the town board to accept the performance bond, the planning board's approval of the amount must be up to date. The applicant submitted a request to extend the performance bond approval, and the request was distributed to all concerned departments for review. The engineering, highway, and traffic departments have indicated that they have no objection to the extension of the performance bond approval at the existing amount. The planning department has determined that the street trees and sidewalks are bonded at the current rate. Therefore, the planning department has no objection to extending the performance bond. A 2-year extension would bring the approval to May 5th, 2016. The planning department offers the following resolution for the board's consideration. Be it resolved that the planning board hereby approves a retroactive extension of the performance bond approval for the subdivision known as Samantha Estates 1123 for a period of 2 years to expire on May 5th, 2016.
You're still the applicant?
Yes.
Okay, the appearance of the applicant is the same as on the prior matter on the same application or the same property. Have you heard the recommendation and the proposed resolution of the planning department?
Yes.
Any questions?
No.
You're in agreement?
Yes.
Anybody in the audience wish to be heard on this matter? Any questions from any member of the board?
Sir, do you have the affidavit of posting?
I have the pictures, but I left the affidavit on my desk in the office. Pictures, and I can bring the affidavit to your office tomorrow.
Legally, I think we have to adjourn this.
I think you're right, unfortunately.
What about the hearing we just did?
No,
The prior application, is that all right?
well, if we don't have the affidavit of posting, we have to rescind that resolution as
Okay.
well.
So we'll do
we-
that.
I'm sorry, but.
It's okay. Unfortunately, the legal requirements are that we have to have the affidavit of posting on file before we can technically act. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to rescind the prior resolution and have it calendared again, hopefully for the next meeting, which will be in 2 weeks. Hopefully by then, you'll have the affidavit of posting submitted to the planning department, or you'll bring it with you then. And unfortunately, we have to go through this again, but we want to make sure we do it right if we're going to do it. All right, so then, well, first, we have not made any motion regarding this particular matter, but I think we might need a motion for adjourning this particular matter on the extension of performance bond estimate approval. So if we have a motion on that, please, then we'll move back to the preceding one.
Mr. Chairman, with regard to item number 1123 Samantha Estates, I move that we adjourn the consideration of the performance bond extension.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? All right, so adjourned. Date to be determined by the planning department, hopefully will be the next meeting. Now, we had passed the resolution on Samantha Estates, extension of conditional final approval. I move that we rescind that resolution as we have not yet had the affidavit of posting submitted to the planning department.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? So rescinded. And I also now move that with respect to the extension of conditional final approval on Samantha Estates, that it be also adjourned to be recalendared by the planning department, again, hopefully the next meeting on June 18th, along with the extension of performance bond estimate approval on the same matter.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? So adjourned. So hopefully by June 18th, you'll have that filed. Our next meeting is June 18th. If everything is in order, which if you can file that, it will be on the calendar again on June 18th. Please come back. Hopefully it'll be relatively quick, and you'll be finished.
Okay. Do I have to pick up another poster?
What's that?
Do I have to pick up another poster?
I don't think you need to repost it. I think you just need to file the proof that you did post it.
No, just have to post it once.
Right.
And that-
You don't have to repost it. We just need the affidavit that it was posted.
Okay. So I have the affidavit, so how
You
do
have
I?
it with you now?
No, it's
Oh.
in my office.
So that's what I'm saying. You have to bring that to the planning department
Okay.
between now and June 18th.
Okay.
Or you can bring it with you on June 18th.
Yeah, if I drop it off tomorrow, they'll put me on the calendar for 2 weeks from now?
Hopefully they'll put you on the calendar either way. You can either drop it off tomorrow or bring it with you. If you
Yeah.
feel more comfortable dropping it off tomorrow, that way if you happen to forget it the next time, we don't have to go through this again.
Yeah, I'll bring it tomorrow.
So if you give it them tomorrow, it'll be on record, it'll be on the calendar in 2 weeks, and everything should be in order, and we should be able to go from there.
Okay.
Sorry for the inconvenience, but,
Nah,
you
no
know,
problem.
the law has its technicalities.
Sure.
Good try.
Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Mr. Chairman, the next item on the agenda, under Part 3, Item 13, is a waiver request for Archer Hills by Steve DeMarco. Request to modify limited access and planting easement on lot number 2. The first part of this resolution.
Before we proceed, I know this gentleman is represented by an attorney, and I don't see the attorney here.
Yeah, the last time the matter was before us, he was represented by Vincent Tramarco Jr.
He's detained. He's on his way. He said he'll be here in the next 5 minutes, but we don't want to hold.
Okay.
The
Well,
board
then
up
we can
here.
read what you need to read, and,
Sure.
right?
Yeah. hmm Yeah,
what
the
happens.
beginning part of
Yep.
this was read into the minutes at the previous hearing, so I'm going to begin on page 4 where it says June 4th update. This application to encroach 17 feet into a scenic and limited access easement was first heard before the Planning Board on April 2nd, 2014, and last heard on May 21st. At that meeting, the Planning Department presented a report from the Building Director and explained the Planning Department's recommendation that the walls be permitted to prevent further erosion, but the fence and dimensions of the limited access and planting area remain unchanged. At that meeting, the Planning Board suggested an alternative counterproposal where the fence was relocated 9 feet into the easement and new plantings be placed in the 3 feet at the top of the wall in front of the fence. An illustration of the proposal is attached. In order to reduce the visual contrast and blend in with the natural surroundings, the Planning Department is recommending that the fence remain a 4-foot high chain link fence, which was conditioned as part of this subdivision. As part of this proposal, the walls would be screened and the cleared area would be replanted in accordance with the planting plan to be reviewed by the Planning Director. Assistant Planning Director David Flynn reviewed this application and offered the following guidance for the proposed planting plan. In order to blend in with the natural foliage and promote survival, the screening of the walls and fence shall consist of a mix of different native understory plantings such as mountain laurel, rhododendron, inkberry, highbush blueberry, and American holly. In order to protect the wall from damage caused by growing roots, the trees planted at the top of the wall shall be set back, with understory plants located closer to the wall. Acceptable trees shall be native species with smaller roots such as dogwood, birch, sourwood, and serviceberry. A mix of different species is recommended to blend in with the natural foliage and promote survival of the trees. Under the recommendation, you have the Planning Department's recommendation from the previous meetings, which has remained unchanged. Alternatively, if the Planning Board wishes to approve this application in accordance with their counterproposal, we've prepared the following resolution for your consideration. Be it resolved that the Planning Board hereby modifies the limited access and planting easement in the subdivision known as Archer Hills 299 within Lot Number 2 to allow 2 existing 8-foot retaining walls, the relocation of the 4-foot fence, and the clearing of 12 feet of leveled area at the top of the wall subject to the following conditions. A. Both retaining walls and the fence shall be densely screened from view from the street with a mix of native plantings in accordance with the planting plan to be approved by the Planning Director. B. The pipes protruding from the slope and all drainage improvements shall be subject to approval by the Engineering Department to ensure compliance with the town's drainage and stormwater regulations. C. The original fence line established in Condition L of Archer Hills 299 may be relocated no more than 9 feet into the into the limited access and planting area. In order to minimize the visual contrast and blend into the natural surroundings, the fence shall remain a 4-foot high chain link fence. D. The maximum 9-foot wide leveled area of the easement between the new fence line and the original fence line shall be densely planted with a mix of native trees and vegetation, subject to a planting plan to be approved by the Planning Director. This area shall remain part of the limited access planting area and no structure shall be permitted. And E. The applicant shall file in the office of the Suffolk County Clerk a restrictive covenant on a form acceptable to the town attorney, limiting the use and modifications of the premises consistent with the aforementioned conditions, and acknowledging that this property contains a limited access and planting area west of the fence line established by Archer Hills 299, which may not be further modified without prior approval of the Planning Board.
Well, I just have one question. I don't think we should proceed until, without the gentleman's attorney at this point, but the covenant that has to be acceptable to the town attorney, is that going to be presented to the town attorney beforehand? Because if we pass the resolution, then hypothetically they can't agree on the language of the covenant, then what happens?
There's no CO then issued for whatever the work that has to be done.
Okay, so we do have some mechanism
Yeah, that's
to
correct.
stay with it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Alex did show me, we do have a sample from previous ones that would probably
Okay.
be approved.
Now, his counsel is not here yet. It looks like it's almost 8:30. Hypothetically, if this matter was adjourned and came on again in 2 weeks, and someone or Mr. Tramarko took it upon himself to get a copy of this memo, which I would imagine is a public record, and read it himself we could avoid reading in everything again, correct?
That's correct, yes. It's been read into the record, so it's a matter of official record.
It's 8:32, we really can't proceed without your attorney. You represent us
No,
like...
that's fine. He just didn't want anybody not.
What
to
we're going
show
to do
up.
is we're just going to adjourn it to the next meeting 2 weeks from now. Hopefully, he'll be able to read the recommendations and the update that they just read into the record. And if he has any questions or any objection to those, he could state them then. Hopefully, he'll be in agreement if this has all been worked out beforehand. And the matter will go before the board on that time. Again, I don't really want to discuss it without his attorney here.
I agree.
He didn't ask for
All right, so then on, I'm sorry.
No, nothing.
So we're going to adjourn it, and hopefully in 2 weeks, your attorney will make it, and then we can go from there.
Okay.
All right, we need a motion on this matter, please?
I move,
Chairman- oh.
go ahead, go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, with regard to item 299, Archer Hill, Steve DeMarco, I move that we adjourn so that the applicant can be represented by counsel.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None? So adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
If you'd like a request, here's a memo. You could take to your attorney.
You want to give this to you?
And this will be a sample covenant, wording of the covenant.
So let your attorney read that. The last part of it was just read into the record, and hopefully when we come back on June 18th, the matter will be recalendared and we'll be able to go forward. Thank you. Have a good night.
Mr. Chairman, the last item on the agenda under other matters, item 16, is the adoption of the minutes from the May 7, 2014 meeting.
Motion, please.
I move that we adopt the minutes of May 7, 2014.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? So adopted. Is that it?
Yes.
Motion to adjourn, please.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None? So adjourned.